So what else are these terrorists pulling? I've been sending my DOJ letters for ever since 2019. I've been sending them multiple times a year. I've been sending them sometimes 10 to 20 times a year. I send them over the since early to mid 2019 Aprilish. I've been sending them maybe after I finished them because I got implanted late 2017 illegally and didn't know what the hell was going on. It took me a while to figure it out. Took me a while to figure out what was going on. I mean, they weren't telling me they were terrorists right away. They weren't telling me anything. I was just sitting there, what the hell is going on? And then eventually I started paying attention and hearing weird stories. And then I realized they were terrorists. And the minute I realized they were terrorists and doing some other stuff, I started writing. But I was already writing to IC3 in late 2017 about theft of IP. So I was writing to IC3 about theft of IP. And I even wrote to the DOJ in early 2018, just a short letter, maybe about microwave auditory effect, because I was still trying to figure out what I was experiencing. But then I started putting more together. And in 2019, I wrote my first DOJ letter, and I kept sending it as I'd add to it more and more. So I probably sent my DOJ over the three different versions of my DOJ. Well, two different versions, and then a second one that's just a bunch of weird key points that weren't making sense to me. But I just listed them because maybe they'll make sense to someone else. But I've sent maybe 10 to 20 times a year over the past 4 years, basically. So 2019, 2023. So 4 years. I've even sent it a few times this year, trying to prove it's my letter and this and that. So I've been reporting. I never got pulled in. I still say these guys are terrorists till the end of the day, and a mafia and organized crime in RICO, amongst other things. So I've been still reporting. Key point. Even to the UN, like I said, I've written 500 to maybe 1,000 or more letters to the UN, Bureau of Counterterrorism, CIA, FBI, and then I have like a 385 contact email list that I send all sorts of jazz to, all sorts of analysis, key points, etc., etc. So that's another key point. And I've written to the Intellectual Property Rights Commission so many times it's scary about all these ideas they steal. They've got some hustle though. They do something shady when I write to them. They like pretend my email transmits. But my theory is the hell these guys are doing is they're breaking into my computer maybe during their political abuses of psychiatry. They did something to it, or they have a hack and they can lift documents. And when I send to law enforcement, they pretend my email transmits, but they really already have the documents illegally and they just put them somewhere illegally. And that may be their hustle or both. So don't fall for that. But yeah, I've sent the DOJ repeatedly to law enforcement over and over again and haven't stopped. And adding new information daily. Now I've just been sending tidbits of what I add as opposed to the whole thing. But that's a key point. Sometimes I'll send the whole thing just in case. I haven't sent it in a while and I've been adding but not sending the tidbits.